so here's a recipe we're going to run. Just pre-dep and a dep on different targets for different times, different values for the power output, rotation, pressure, and gas. So we'll go over here. You see we have good pressure on the main chamber. The low lock is vented. I'm going to go down here and hit the load button. We're going to enable the turbo. Yes, the pallet is in the load lock. You can see the pallet's in the load lock. Now we're going to close the lid with the switches. Okay, so now that's closed, so it's going to turn on the turbo pump, rough it down. So turbo's at speed. Turned on the rough valve, so now the low lock is pumping down. So, quick overview. There's a low lock, there's the main chamber. So we rerouted the computer to here to help with the cooling that we had on the other one. There's our match control. Use your digital in, digital out, analog in, analog out breakdown. Here's the PLC box with all the I/O modules. Here's the power box, our turbo controller, our power supply, water rotation, throttle control. There's your hoist up down, main power on off with the EMO. Over here's your new rotation motor, the new up-down motor with an encoder on it, the baritone. Here are the controls for those motors. And there's your RGA. You got your 2 MFCs. All your connections in the back. Cryo pump with the throttle valve, heat. Our power supply. The motors are back here. Here's the same air manifold block. Over here you have your turbo with your high vac. Same gauges. You can see it's roughing down to the set point. There's the compressor. There's your new monitor. There is the power box that you're going to put on your wall. So now it reached its set point. You see the valves opening, and it's going to pump down to our recommended values, which we have set in here. So you see the low lock crossover was 90. It hit that. Open up the high valve. So now the ion gauge is set to be 8-4, so once it reaches that, it'll switch over. See all your other crossovers and set points on here. So you have the same user manager screen, the alarm screen, preventive maintenance screen, it's getting the recipe screen, here's your I/O screen. Once again, you're just waiting for this value here to get to 8-4. You can see over here, it says waiting for it. You have your tables all the way down. Like I said, your pressure, there's your 2 gases. Here's your controls, compressor, your start, stop, load, unload, pump down. Like I said, we're just waiting on this guy. Once again, we'll get an overview of the whole machine. We just have to basically push those boxes in and tighten them up. Put the covers on them. And inside of here is your targets and up top would be your switching unit and your motor drivers and all of that. Alright, so let's go back over here. Let's see, we're almost there. See, low light valve open. Carriage is going to come in. Table will rise up. Carriage is going to go out. Isolation door shuts. So the load is complete now. So now we'll come down here. Hit start. So the chamber set point was reached. Argon pressure turns on. So we have it at 60. It's going to go to the recommended value here. Set. See right here it says pre-sputter, and the shutter's moving to the pre-sputter spot. Cable's rotating. RF turns on. DC, I'm sorry, turns on. You can see again here. Cable's rotating. The target is on. Target turns off. Shutter's going to rotate. Shutter's in position. Turns on the power. See down here, your set point, your outputs, deposit. Deposit's done. See right here, it's going to switch over to pre-dep on target 3. See our gas set point change like we had it. Cable rotation changed. See the new set point. Here's the next target on pre-dep. Pre-dep's done. Gonna rotate the shutter. Now we're doing deposition. See the table's rotating. It's doing its deposition layer now. Right over here you can see it's depositing. Gas, CMT pressure. Then deposit, the shutter's in the open position. Done with that. in stop mode, so the argon turned off, the motor turned off. So that was the recipe. So now we'll come over here, hit unload. Manual turbo. Yes, it's in that chamber. Now you're just waiting for the low lock to get back down to the set point pressure that you put in there. Isolation valve open. Carriage is coming in. Table will drop down. Table set down. Carriage will move to the out position. Isolation valve shuts and begins to vent. You see your pressure's rising up. So as soon as it vents, we open up the low lock lid and the pallet will be out, and that is the process.